What's up, homies? Alright, homies, now that the drum beat's done, I'm going to look for a sample, a couple samples to use. Alright, so what I did here was take a sample from this record. It's called... Anyway, so I listened through it and counted all the zones that I wanted to use, or the number of distinctive parts that I wanted to assign to a pad. And it turned out there were 6. So, harp was 1, it's 2. Maybe right there, I don't know. It sounded pretty similar to the other one, so maybe not. And I also like that, and that, yeah, more than 6. That chord, and that chord. So yeah, 9. Okay, so now that I've got all the samples chopped up into 10 different zones, I believe it was, I went through and made sure they were all small enough, not too cumbersome, because I hate using samples that are super long because you can't really control them. Now what I'm going to do is go through and take the samples that start at full volume and then make them fade out, or fade in rather, and then stop at full volume. And to do this, I just go to the reverse section function. You got to make sure your whole sample is highlighted, and then just go ahead and reverse. So here, so this is how that sounds. It's not too bad, but it's a little abrupt. It's hard to work really abrupt stuff into beats for me. So I go to reverse section, and it comes out as, see, I think that's a lot smoother. See, now, I don't know about that one. That's kind of glitchy. The sample accidentally got divided into 2, and then the middle part that joined those 2 was missing, the whatever, several seconds, or milliseconds, whatever, so it kind of jumps at one point. I don't know, could be cool. We'll just see how it works. A lot of times you can smooth that out with the low pass filter, take off some of the definition or the detail of the sample so it sits with your drums a little better. Now I'm just going to lay this down and then kind of mess around with all the frequencies and resonances and all the cool things you can do with the MPC. Okay, so basically I just figured out that I liked the order of this. To make it even, I made each of the pads worth, for the most part, 1 bar, because I have this pad number 2 set to cut off pad number 3, pad number 1 to cut off pad number 2. So even if they're not exactly 1 bar, I can cut it off at that point. So I had this, I added a low pass filter, and that was actually a lot slower. That was about half that speed before, but I sped it up because it was just dragging too much. Set this other one for the second half of the sequence for note off, which means once I take my finger off the pad, it'll stop playing. Next I decided to search for a bass sound. That's what it sounded like when I pulled it off the record. Tuned it down 5 half steps, down to 4. frequency down to 8, and I also wanted to get kind of a cello sound. So I bumped up the attack, or bumped down the attack, however you prefer to look at it. Decided piano would be a good bet. So now this sample that I have pulled up from that same Milt Buckner record. Sounds a little tense now, but I think we can mess around with it to make it fit.